side at the highest level that Jay-Z likes to watch Beyonce with different men, such as Ray J.
One thing about Nicki Minaj, she's never gonna miss a chance to drag Jay-Z straight down to the fiery pits of drama. This latest rant, though, it's on a whole new level. She didn't just accuse him of trying to sabotage her career. She went full throttle, claiming Jay is allegedly a closeted gay man who's been cheating on Beyonce with multiple dudes, including the dealer himself. Nicki didn't stop there either. She painted a wild picture, saying Jay was oiled up with his cheeks split open at those infamous freak-off parties, ready to play the submissive role like a so-called power bottom. And if that wasn't enough chaos, she claimed Beyonce is also secretly into women, calling their marriage a total business arrangement, a beard marriage, allegedly set up by her father, Matthew Knowles, years ago to protect both their public images. Talk about messy. Now, let's be real. This ain't Nicki's first time throwing shade at the royal couple. She's dragged them before. But this time, insiders are whispering that she might have gone too far. Word on the street is that Jay and Beyonce are planning to fire back. Hard. Sources say they're getting legal teams involved and might even hit her with a serious defamation lawsuit. If true, that would mean Nicki's mouth just wrote a check her lawyers might have to cash. But see, before Nicki even opened this can of worms, there were already rumors floating around about Jay being down low. And ironically, some of that came from Jay himself. People still bring up that old, unsettling clip of Diddy playfully slapping Jay's behind on stage. Not once, but multiple times. And the wild part? Jay didn't even flinch. He actually looked like he was enjoying the attention. Diddy was smacking him the way a man teases his girl before the lights go out, except this was live on stage. And the girl wasn't there. Fans replayed that clip 1,000 times and couldn't believe how comfortable Jay seemed with it. Then came that 2012 interview where Jay publicly praised Obama for supporting same-sex marriage. He said, "What people do in their own homes is their business. You choose to love whoever you love. It's no different than discriminating against blacks. It's discrimination, plain and simple. I think supporting gay marriage is the right thing to do." Now, there's nothing wrong with that statement. It's actually a progressive take. But social media twisted it into something else, questioning why he seemed so invested in LGBTQ plus topics when he's a straight married man. The speculation went wild. Folks started whispering that Jay might secretly be living a double life. And it didn't stop there. In 2018, Jay opened up about a deeply personal family moment, his mom coming out as a lesbian. He said he actually broke down crying tears of joy when she told him. In his song, he even rapped, "Mama had 4 kids, but she's a lesbian. Had to pretend so long that she's a thespian. Had to hide in the closet so she medicate." Society's shame and the pain was too much to take. That confession made people emotional, but it also fueled even more gossip. People said he was way too comfortable sharing such intimate details, and some saw it as him projecting his own hidden truth. And if you thought that was it, think again. Jay's artistic connection to the late painter Jean-Michel Basquiat added even more fuel. His signature hairstyle? Yup, it's reportedly inspired by Basquiat himself, who was openly gay and a known rebel in the art world. Jay idolized him so much that people began to connect dots that might not even exist. But the whispers just wouldn't stop. So between Nicki's explosive accusations, Jay's own public statements, and the resurfacing of old footage, the internet is on fire. Whether it's truth or just another celebrity myth, one thing's for sure. This feud isn't cooling down anytime soon. Basquiat never openly confirmed his sexuality when he was alive, but insiders and old friends always whispered that he swung both ways. And some folks say that's exactly why Jay-Z connected to him so deeply, because he allegedly saw a reflection of himself in Basquiat's mysterious, untamed energy. The parallels are wild. There are old photos of Basquiat hugging, kissing, and getting real close with men, shots that definitely suggest he wasn't shy about expressing affection. And when Jay started calling himself the new Jean-Michel, people couldn't help but raise their brows like, what are you really trying to say, Jay? Jay took that inspiration so far that in 2013, he dropped a jaw-dropping $4.2 million on one of Basquiat's original paintings. That's not pocket change, that's obsession-level spending. He's referenced Basquiat in several tracks too, like the line, "Yellow Basquiat in my kitchen corner, go ahead, lean on that blue, you own it. I'm the new Jean-Michel, inspired by Basquiat, My Chariot's on Fire. He wasn't just admiring the artist. He was channeling him, down to the hairstyle, the attitude, and maybe even the private life. And just when people thought the whispers about Jay's down-low behavior couldn't get messier, boom, Rihanna's ex-publicist Jonathan Hay slid into the mix and dropped some explosive tea. According to Jonathan, back in the day when he was still working with Riri, he personally witnessed some suspicious stuff between Jay-Z and DJ Khaled. He said he saw enough to make him seriously question what was really going on behind those studio doors. Jonathan even claimed he was surprised the two hadn't come out publicly yet, because everybody in the industry already knows what they were into. That line alone sent the internet spiraling. But wait, it didn't stop there. Jonathan doubled down and said he personally saw Jay getting freaky with a trans woman while still being with Beyoncé. That statement blew people's minds. According to him, Jay wasn't just having random encounters either. He was allegedly orchestrating full-blown freak-off sessions, eerily similar to the ones Diddy was accused of hosting with Cassie. And here's where it gets even darker. Jonathan claimed Jay would bring in other men to hook up with Beyoncé while he watched and recorded everything for his own pleasure. Fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Now, a lot of people were quick to believe Jonathan because of what he revealed about DJ Khaled, too. See, DJ Khaled was allegedly exposed years ago by one of Diddy's former male escorts who said Khaled was secretly involved in those wild Hollywood parties. And get this, Jonathan's claims suddenly didn't sound so crazy when an old 2018 incident resurfaced. That year, Jonathan was arrested, and during his police interrogation, he spilled everything he knew about Diddy, Khaled, and Jay. Back then, people wrote him off as delusional, but fast forward to Diddy's recent trial, and that same escort Jonathan mentioned was confirmed to be part of Diddy's inner circle. Meaning, some of Jonathan's wild claims might have actually been true all along. And that's what sent shockwaves through the industry. Because if what Jonathan said about Khaled checked out, what if the rest did too? Suddenly, Jay's image as a private, business-minded family man started to look a lot more complicated.
What I do know for a fact, not alleged, but DJ Khaled is bisexual. And Jay-Z has also participated in bisexual activities.
Would you want to say allegedly? For your safety?
I would say allegedly if it was allegedly. DJ Khaled, 100%, has been involved in, he's bisexual. I did a show called One Shot, and he was in Miami, and he was open with the guy that he was with. He was gay. And I don't understand what happens there where, because nobody said anything to me like, hey, make sure you don't, go out and say this on record. Make sure you don't say this, da-da-da-da. So it's weird that would still be hidden. That seems like that should be a fact that DJ Khaled, at least in 2016, was definitely bisexual.
Okay,
and Jay-Z is without question bisexual.
And then, just as the smoke from that rumor storm was settling, here came Jaguar Wright, ready to fan the flames again. She's the one who originally accused Beyoncé of being secretly into women and claimed that her marriage with Jay was nothing but a carefully constructed PR stunt. A lavender marriage built to hide both their real lifestyles. Nicki Minaj clearly didn't forget that part either, because she recently brought it right back up, throwing more shade and reviving Jaguar's old accusations. With Nicki's platform and reach, those rumors that had been fading into the background suddenly came roaring back to life. It's like every time someone tries to bury the whispers, another celebrity digs them right back up, and this time, the fire's hotter than ever. So when Nicki dragged Beyoncé and Jay again, she wasn't just being messy. She was ripping the lid off a pot that's been simmering for years. She reminded everyone that Jaguar Wright had already called Beyoncé Hollywood's biggest illusion, claiming she only married Jay to lock in her power position, not because of love. Jaguar once said, "That woman ain't no angel. She's been in rooms most people couldn't even imagine." And Nicki made sure to echo that same energy, like she was confirming every dark whisper the industry tried to bury. Now remember, Jaguar didn't stop at the marriage talk. She accused Beyoncé of running what she called spiritual control games, using influence and money to keep people quiet. According to Jaguar, Bey allegedly turned a blind eye to Jay's secret life, as long as the empire stayed intact. And here's where it gets extra wild. Jaguar even hinted that Jay and Bey have both been involved in freak-off-style parties with some of the biggest names in the game, the kind of secret gatherings that nobody's supposed to talk about. Nicki pulling this back into the spotlight made fans lose it all over again. Soon after Nicki's rant, old videos of Jaguar Wright resurfaced. Clips of her crying on live streams, naming names, and saying things like, "They control you through humiliation. Once they got that footage, you're theirs forever." Fans connected that to Jay and Diddy's long-running friendship, saying the two allegedly shared more than just business ties. People started reanalyzing old photos of Jay and Diddy together, hands on shoulders, laughing too close, and labeling them as proof of a deeper bond. But let's not forget DJ Khaled getting dragged into this too. Once Jonathan Hay mentioned him, the streets started whispering like crazy. Remember, Khaled's always been loud about loving his wife and family life, but behind the scenes, he's been tied to Diddy for years. Parties, collabs, business moves. Fans dug up clips of Diddy calling Khaled "my brother" with that strange smirk, and suddenly everyone was side-eyeing those moments, wondering if there was more to that brotherhood than meets the eye. Meanwhile, Nicki made things worse by claiming Jay used Beyoncé's image as a shield. Like every time people questioned him, he'd just show up next to her and remind everyone they're the perfect power couple. Nicki allegedly said, "He hides behind her light, but y'all forget who built the darkness around it." That line alone had social media in a chokehold. And as fans began digging deeper, more names started floating around. Some said Jay and Diddy had a tight little inner circle of artists who'd been to certain private gatherings that were nothing like normal parties. Whispered guest lists allegedly included people like Usher, Trey Songz, and even some executives from Roc Nation. One insider supposedly told a gossip blog that phones were banned at those events for a reason, and that you'd never look at your favorite artists the same if you saw what really went down. Nicki's latest comments made those theories explode all over again. People started piecing together her words, Jaguar's claims, and Jonathan Hay's confession like it was one giant Hollywood puzzle. Some fans even claimed that Nicki's beef with Beyoncé went way deeper than music, that she was trying to expose the entire clean image the Carters had carefully built for decades. Others said Nicki was playing with fire, picking a fight she could never win, especially since Bey's influence runs deep across the industry. But here's the crazy part. Nicki doesn't seem scared at all. After her rant, she posted a cryptic tweet saying, "They can't silence the truth." Not this time. That sent fans into overdrive, decoding every emoji she used, and trying to figure out if she was hinting at secret files, evidence, or insider info she might drop next. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, why now? Why did Nicki choose to go nuclear at this moment? Some say it's because her career's in a transition and she wants attention. Others swear she's been pushed too far and is finally fighting back against the industry gatekeepers either way. Her words have once again dragged Jay, Beyoncé, and their whole inner circle back under the world's microscope. And things are looking more explosive than ever. Nicki Minaj is back at it again, this time taking another wild swing at Jay-Z, basically hinting that he's living a double life. What's crazy is that Jay hasn't said a single word about her in years, yet Nicki keeps spinning the block with his name in her mouth like it's personal. She claims he's been secretly sabotaging her career behind the scenes, pulling strings to block her from big deals and media moments. But this latest outburst took things to a whole new level. Nicki didn't just come for his business. She came for his identity. Now recently, Nicki was in the middle of a nasty Twitter war with Cardi B, and somehow Jay-Z and Roc Nation's president Desiree Perez got dragged straight into it. During her meltdown, she fired off a tweet saying, "A BCDEFG, surgery to look like me. Tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, RICO fraud and perjury." Like, what? The internet couldn't believe it. People were clowning her for typing like a teenager having a meltdown in a group chat. One fan said, "How does a 42-year-old married mom talk like this online?" But honestly, when it comes to Nicki, nobody's surprised anymore. She thrives on shock value and chaos. And just when everyone thought she'd stop, she doubled down with another tweet that had people gasping. She accused Jay-Z of playing in Beyoncé's wig collection when Queen Bey isn't home. Then she hit him with, "Jay-Z, take off that lace front." That line broke the internet. Fans were screaming, reposting memes of Jay with pink wigs and glitter filters, saying Nicki finally lost it. But others caught the message behind it. Nicki was clearly throwing shade with those same gay allegations that had been circulating for years. She was taking all the old whispers and repackaging them for maximum humiliation. And honestly, this isn't the first time she's taken shots at Jay in her rants. But this new lace front twist? Yeah, that one hit different. Nicki's been bold before, but lately she's acting like she's got nothing to lose. Some fans even think she's baiting Jay on purpose, trying to get him to respond so she can drag him further. If Jay stays silent, it keeps her looking like the one in control. But if he claps back, it becomes a full-blown war, and she loves that kind of attention. Now here's the wild part. These rumors are starting to take on a life of their own. First, it was Rihanna's former manager spilling tea. Now it's Nicki fueling the fire. Even longtime fans of Jay-Z are starting to ask questions. People are saying if it's not true, maybe it's time for Jay to step forward and finally address it, because the streets are getting loud. Every time Nicki rants, the gossip spreads like wildfire, and at this point, his silence is just making people wonder more. Meanwhile, fans and celebrities have started weighing in, throwing their own theories into the mix. One person commented, 50 Cent said, "Why would Jay want to replicate Basquiat? A man who lived a different lifestyle?" After that, I was like, yeah, makes sense. That stirred up even more speculation about why Jay was so obsessed with Basquiat's image and energy. Another person jumped in saying, I think it's true. I heard stories back when Jay first blew up, that he was living with a basketball player and they were in a long-term relationship. Whether that's just gossip or something more, it's got everyone talking again. At this point, Nicki might have crossed a line that even she can't dance around later. She's mixing personal attacks with decades-old rumors. And once that kind of talk hits social media, it's almost impossible to pull it back. Jay and Beyonce's fans are furious. The Bayhive is buzzing. And yet, Nicki's out here tweeting like she's untouchable. So the question now is, what's real and what's just another stunt to stir the pot? Is Nicki exposing something or just looking for another viral moment? Either way, the whole internet's watching this play out like a movie. But now I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Nicki's telling the truth or is she just reaching for shock value again? And could there really be something behind her claims that Jay and Beyonce's marriage is just for show? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more of this wild Hollywood drama.